Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I am here with the ranking my highlighters video. This is going to be the first installment that aren't related to my eyeshadow palettes because I have done ranking my eyeshadow palettes by brand, and that was basically with all of the brands that I owned. I think it was more than 4 palettes, and I thought today that I would go and tackle my highlighters. But before we jump into the first item, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would love to have you in the family. But let's just start with the highlighter that is my least favorite. So the highlighter that I am ranking last is actually, I think, my first highlighter I ever picked up, and that comes from NARS, and this is the highlighter Albatross, and it looks like this. So it looks basically white in the pan, but it does have a kind of golden shift to it. When I first picked this up I did like it, and this was in a time where highlighters weren't really a thing. This is a very old product for me, and I think I picked it up in like 2012. So again, it is very old, and it is something that I think that I want to pan soonish or declutter, because I just don't really love this anymore, and I feel like there's other highlighters that I would reach for over this, and I can't even recall the last time I wore this. But overall the concept of this is really nice because it is a very light based highlighter with a golden shift. But the reason why I'm ranking this last is because the sheen is more of a satin formula rather than a really intense highlighter, and that is why it's my least favorite. And since I don't have too many highlighters, I thought I would swatch them out. That is Albatross right there. It shows up more kind of shimmery on camera because of the studio lights, but in real life it's more of a satin finish. The highlighter that comes next is this one right here. This one is a highlighter that's currently in one of my projects, and this is the Enhanced Click in the shade Bubbly from Cover FX. And I have actually potted this because the stick itself broke, so I have it in a pot, which I didn't bring over because I feel like I can swatch this as it is. So I'm just going to try to swatch some from the tube of what is left, and I'm going to show you the swatch of it. So there you have Bubbly next to Albatross, and I do think it's a really nice formula, and for cream highlighter I really do like it. The reason why I'm ranking it so low is because the shade is not right for me. It's way too dark as a highlighter, and even in summer I haven't been able to use it as a pure highlighter, so I mainly use it as a base for my foundation, and that's how I've been getting use out of it. So that is the reason why I'm ranking it so low. But I feel like if you did find a shade that works for you in this range, I would recommend it because it's quite nice. But I do have better kind of liquid cream highlighter formulas I will get to later, so I feel like it's not my top range that I would recommend. But the main reason, like I said, why it's so low in my ranking is because of the shade. Next up we have another highlighter that is a liquid form, and this one comes from Me, and it's the Beat the Blues highlighter in Pink Pearl. This one is basically, I think, a dupe for the Benefit, what is it called? High Beam, I think it's called, and that took me way too long to realize. And it's just this kind of milky white pink highlight. Is quite light and sheer in formula, and again I can't compare it to the actual Benefit one because I don't own that. I never owned that, but that is the swatch of it there, and it's definitely one that like fits my skin tone better. But I don't love the formula of this highlighter. The liquid is way too liquidy, and I just never reach for it. Like I said, it's a better match for me than, for example, the Click stick from Cover FX, but I still don't really rate the formula, and that's why it's ranking in the bottom of my highlighters. The next highlighter is one that I love the idea of, but I just don't love the formula, and that is actually a highlighter from Colourpop, and this is in the shade Monster. So I haven't tried any other highlighters from Colourpop in the Super Shock shadow formula, but I heard that they're really nice. However, even before purchasing this, I knew it wasn't the best formula from them. But this is like I said, in shade Monster, and this is basically just a kind of champagne base with a pink shift to it, and I really wanted a highlighter like that when I did pick this up, and this was like the most readily available highlighter at the time, at least, especially for the price. I just decided to pick this up. But I will swatch it to show you, and there you have it right there. So you can see it has like a purpley pink shift to it, but the reason why I'm ranking it so low is because, again, it's more of a satin shade rather than a really intense highlighter, and I just don't love that. I do have pan on it because I had it in one of my projects, and I did enjoy wearing it, but it's not my favorite, and I think this is one that I would hopefully be able to pan in the future, although it is a highlight that I probably wouldn't be able to reach for every day, but I am hopeful that I will be able to pan this at some point. Right now it wouldn't be the right time though, but maybe next year. Next up we have the cream highlighter that I would recommend over the Cover FX one, and that is my Benefit What's Up. It's like a nice slightly darker champagne color, and I do really like it. The swatch of it is right there, and you can see that it's quite nice for my skin tone actually, and I feel like I can make this work both in winter and in summer. It's maybe a tad too dark for me in winter, but it is still really nice to highlight. And I do recommend this one, like I said, over the Cover FX one, because this is more of a almost like drier cream formula, because the Cover FX one is very emollient, and it can kind of create like a lot of slick to your face, and in some way it kind of lifts up your foundation, but this one doesn't do that at all, and it's more of a, like I said, drier cream. So I feel like it works really nice with other products, and it is my favorite cream highlighter. I have another liquid highlighter I will show you in a second, but it is my favorite cream highlighter, and I do recommend this a lot if you are looking for a good cream highlighter. The next highlighter comes from MAC, and this is in the shade Show Gold. I think this is the newest highlighter to my collection, and it looks like this. And this is a similar highlighter to the Monster one, because it's just like a champagne with a pink shift to it. But this one is definitely more intense than the other one, and I do like the shift of this one better, because it goes from like a really nice strong gold to a pink shift. And this one would be absolutely perfect as that shifty highlighter for me if it didn't have glitters, but it has a lot of gold glitters running through it, and it can look quite glittery on the cheek that is there right there, so it can become a bit over the top, especially during the daytime. But I think I am quite happy with that one as a cheek highlighter. That's just to pink for now, and I don't think I need another one, especially not until I finish up Monster. But it's not my absolute favorite, like I said, and I do wish there wasn't as many glitters in it, because the shift is absolutely stunning. So we're moving on to my top 5 now, and in 5th place is my Sunbeam highlighter, again from Benefit. This is a liquid highlighter, and it just comes with the same kind of brush tip as the Me, and this is one that I can mainly use in summer because it is a bit of a darker base, but it's there right there. So this is more of a kind of, like I said, darker base, which you can see right there, and it just has a really nice bronzy glow to it. And the reason why I'm ranking this quite high is because I feel like this is stunning when you have a tan, because it just enhances the tan that you have, especially on your cheekbones. And I love putting this like all over this area right here in the summer, or when I'm on holiday, because it just looks absolutely stunning. And I feel like if you had a deeper skin tone or like a medium skin tone, this would be perfect as an everyday highlighter, especially if you want something that is cream or liquid. And I have always loved this product. I had it for quite a while, so I might actually have to replace it soon, but for now it still smells fine. The consistency is still fine, but I think this is one that I will definitely repurchase if it ever goes bad, because I do love it so much in summer. In 4th place on my highlighters ranking list, I have the Mary Luminizer from The Balm. This one is more of a kind of really light champagne golden highlighter. It's right there, and the reason why I'm ranking this relatively high is because the formula of this is really nice, and it's just a highlighter that I reach for a lot if I don't know what to reach for, or if I don't have a special occasion coming up, or yeah, if I just want a highlighter that is very reliable but not my absolute favorite. And the highlighter looks like this on the inside. I think everyone has seen it before, and yeah, it's just, like I said, a reliable highlighter for me, and I do like it, but I wouldn't say this is a favorite. And if I ever were to pan this, I'm not sure I would repurchase it, but it is a really good reliable highlighter. In 3rd place we have a highlighter palette, and I'm actually just gonna count this together as one highlighter, and that is the Sleek Solstice palette. It looks like this. I've actually panned one of the highlighters, which was the cream, but this one is just a stunning kind of high intensity highlighter. That are those 3 that I have left right there. I'm gonna swatch them out as well so you can see what they look like. I'm actually gonna swatch them on my wrist so you can see them all next to each other. There, right there, you can see the highlighters, and they are very intense. This is the highlighter palette I reach for if I want a super intense highlight, and for the price it is unbeatable. I absolutely love it, and I think this is some of the best highlighters that I ever tried, especially from the drugstore. And especially this pink highlighter right here, it's super nice if you just want a really intense highlighter, but you can see all three of them are quite intense. The one that is more kind of golden palette, this one you can see this is a slightly different formula hopefully. It's not as impactful as the other two, but it is just absolutely stunning. And like I said, if you're looking for a really high intensity highlighter from the drugstore, I definitely recommend this one. So we're down to my top two, and in second place comes the Laura Mercier Highlight 01. This is one of the matte radiant baked powders. This one isn't matte at all. It's honestly the best natural highlighter that you can ever find. I absolutely love this one. I have swatched it there, so not the best kind of place, but as you can see, it's not as intense as some of the other highlighters, but it just gives such a beautiful natural glow to the skin. And this is a highlighter that I want to reach for if I want more of a, like I said, subtle, more natural highlighter, or if I just want to kind of finish off almost all over my face and get like a universal glow. I can apply this very lightly, but mainly I do use it on my cheekbones and my nose and things for a really natural look. So this one is one that I would 100% recommend. Of course, this kind of shade wouldn't suit every skin tone, and I do think she has other shades, but obviously I haven't tried them and I haven't heard too much about them, so I can't guarantee they are the same. But this one, which is in 01, is absolutely stunning, and I don't think I would ever go without this in my collection, because I haven't found anything else like this that are so kind of subtle but still beautiful, and it still highlights without looking kind of over the top and makeup-y. And then we're down to my absolute favorite highlighter in my collection, and it is the one that I'm wearing currently. So it's a very glowing highlighter, and that is my Becca Champagne Pop. This is one of their Shimmering Skin Perfector Pressed, and this one is just such an amazing highlighter. It is swatched right there. As you can see, it just blends into the skin, and although it is slightly darker, I feel like it doesn't really come off as a really dark base, and it's more of a golden highlight rather than like a champagne one, and I think that's why I love it so much, because it is very different. But like I said, the base tone of it isn't too dark, so even when I'm at my fairest, if I just use a light hand, it doesn't come off as like a streak on my face as some highlighters can do, especially if they are a bit darker. But it is just an absolute stunning highlighter, and I think most people have tried this, but I can't fault it. It's perfect, and I think this would be really good for most skin tones, which is another reason why I love it so much. For a long time, this was kind of like my special occasion highlighter, but I do have a little bit of a dip in it already. I'm probably very far away from hitting pan on it, but I have started to try to convince myself to use this more and not use it as a special occasion highlighter, because I do love it so much. And although I do want to try to use up some of my other highlighters, I shouldn't stop myself from using the highlighters that I really love. So yeah, that is my favorite highlighter in my collection. So that was all of my highlighters and my highlighter collection. I don't have too many. I know that I probably have a lot more than some people, but compared to other people on YouTube, highlights isn't a category that I have too many of. But I'm hoping to narrow it down a lot, maybe even at the end of this year or throughout the next year. I do really want to focus on my highlights and narrow it down to maybe having 10 or something like that, just so I don't have too many. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know down below which is your favorite highlighter, so I can have some recommendations in case I ever want to pick up any new ones. And other than that, I hope you're having an amazing day, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye guys.